Hi, this is a lesson on prompts 2.3. This lesson demonstrates that format instructions can change everything. We're going to run the same task 3 times with identical content, but change only the format instruction at the end. Watch how the different outputs become. So let's paste the first one, where the format is a table with columns, issue, impact, action, owner, and due date. With these 5 columns, let's run it. So this is the same as before, where we're creating a table with different risks. So there we go, it's created the table, the 5 columns, issue, impact, action required, owner, and also due date. So currently, it does also say in the context of the prompt that the 4 is 4 weeks behind schedule. So that's what this 4 weeks here is about. And due to unexpected ground conditions, just like we saw in the previous lesson, this is also critical. There we go. It's also made a key at the bottom, and this is the first prompt with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 issues that we have seen. That's the first prompt. Now let's go to the second prompt where we own. We keep the context the same, but we only change the format. Let's go to the second prompt, create a new chat. Let me just paste in the second prompt. But this time, it is going to be only 5 concise bullet points suitable for a project dashboard. That's the format this time. Okay, perfect. It's the same exact facts, the same exact context as before. Everything before the format has not changed, only the format has changed. And we asked for 5 concise bullet points this time. It's the same yet different, but it's a completely different output. It's short, punchy, and basically executive-ready bullet points, ready for the dashboard. So it made 5 different concise bullet points. The next steps: employee notification, contractor action, root cause, and schedule status. Schedule status is currently red because it's 4 weeks behind. The root cause is due to the unforeseen ground conditions. Contractor action is the extension of time for the contractors to fix those ground conditions. This is notifying the employer, which is pending. The employer hasn't been notified yet, and the next steps are to see how the issue can be solved. Now let's go to the next prompt, which again is the exact same prompt, the exact same context, but with a different format, with different formatting. This is going to be the last one for this lesson. And this time it's formatted as a letter from the project manager to the employee's representative. So the project manager is informing the employee that there's unforeseen ground conditions and the project is 4 weeks late due to these unforeseen ground conditions. This is programmatically generating the Microsoft Word docs file. So whilst it's generating, I'll speak more on the context. So the previous two, what the formatting does is how it portrays and how it delivers the data that we've given. Claude. So this is the data we've given Claude. So 4 weeks behind schedule. It's under FIDIC clause 8.4. The employer is aware there is a problem, but not received a formal recent notification. And the format is how it portrays the data. And here it has generated the formal contractual letter. Let's see. So it gives me an example here. So this is placeholders for now. And if we zoom out a bit, we go, so this is a formal letter, same content as the previous ones, but generates a completely different outcome. So if you walk through them, it's generated 10 sections. So the first one is introduction and purpose if you scroll up, which is saying that it's going to be 4 weeks behind and there's an extension of time. This is a project summary. We don't have the project name, the contract number, the original completion date, which would be 4 weeks behind the current date. You would have to fill these in, but this shows the project summary, the background and circumstances. This shows that those unforeseen sub-subground conditions, for example, an unexpectedly high groundwater table at a shallow depth, mean that the project would be delayed by 4 weeks. And section 4, the contractual basis for the extension of time request. This is talking about the extension of time request, and so are all these previous ones. But the interesting thing is that we gave Claude the exact same context throughout all three of these different prompts, but it's generated 3 different types of formats because we changed the formatting for each prompt. Remember, formatting is how Claude delivers the data that is given to you and how it portrays the data that is given to you. Such as this letter, we request a formal letter. That's it for this lesson, and thanks for watching. Hi, so these are the PDFs for the different prompts for 2.3, lesson prompt 2.3. So there's the first PDF where the format was 5 concise bullet points. These are the 5 concise bullet points produced by Claude. And then if we go to the other one, there we go now. The formatting for this, we ask for a table with columns, issue, impact, action, owner, and due date. This has all the columns, so issue, impact, action required, owner, and the due date. The PDFs makes the PDFs, Excel files, or Word documents. Make the document shippable to an employer. So straight, just send off. Thank you for watching.